working on this technology.
Convair was one of the other major aircraft companies in the 1950s and 60s.
Like Lockheed, Convair had both secret projects and a public face. In this case, Hollywood star James Stewart.
Well, that was quite a day I had there. Believe me, that's quite an airplane.
In the 50s and 60s, Bob Widmar was a senior designer for Convair and a key member of the team which built the B-58 Hustler. In the early 60s, it was the fastest plane on Earth.
Well, that really got me excited. After all, the bird flies Mach 2. Now, Mach 2, that's 2 times as fast as the speed of sound.
But Bob Widmar didn't just design jet aircraft. In the late 50s, he was given a stunning new brief to design an aircraft which was invisible. Invisible, at least, to radar.
You had to be able to be non-detectable 360 degrees, because even at that time, the Russian radars began being hooked up together. The only way that could really be solved is by coming up with a thing that was shaped like a disc or a discus.
In other words, Bob had to build a flying saucer because the military had realized that a flying saucer would make a perfect stealth craft. Conventional planes are detectable by radar because surfaces at right angles to a radar beam reflect back. A disc or flying saucer, on the other hand, sends back diffuse and confusing signals. The prospect of a radar-invisible aircraft had caused great excitement in military circles, and one day some shadowy figures called on Bob.
When they first came out, I didn't know who they were. They didn't tell me, hey, I'm coming in here from the CIA, hey, look at my badge.
Oh, they made me a member of the club.
I didn't know that was the CIA that came. That shows you how goddamn secret that they were.
In fact, the CIA was being even more mysterious than usual, because they weren't just fighting America's enemies, they'd been fighting each other. A secret turf war with the US Air Force over who should run spy planes. Bob reluctantly agreed to work on the project, the design of a radar-invisible, saucer-shaped object.
I never would want to do it again, to have to live under that kind of a climate. You couldn't talk to anybody except at certain places that they selected.
The project was so highly classified it was not supposed to exist, a condition of absolute deniability known as a black project.
There's all kinds of black. I'm talking about the extreme black. I have lived through the extreme black.
Bob's project has never been declassified, and the CIA removed all his records and designs.
Well, I guess that just about sums up the story.
Or does it? Because while the CIA was keeping Bob in the dark, another craft was being brought into the light.
Natural disasters are on the rise. As climate change accelerates, so does their frequency. And as populations grow, more and more people are affected. They strike at rich and poor, from land and sea. And if you haven't experienced one already, it's only a matter of time before you do. Savage Planet, Fridays from 9 on Discovery Science Channel.